Hogg County is combating New World screwworm. The city of Sinton is requesting additional time for its hydrologists to review new scientific findings related to the Evangeline Groundwater Project, and Bob Hall Pier's restaurant construction in Corpus Christi is expected to be completed this fall. Today is Friday, July 3rd, 2026, and this is South Texas Midday. I'm Spencer Chiak. Hogg County has placed a quarantine in effect to help battle New World screwworm after a case was confirmed last week in Guerrera. Ranchers will now have to have their livestock inspected and treated before moving them out of the quarantine zone, which also includes a small part of northern Starr County. Those who attempt to avoid inspection face up to $5,000 worth of fines. According to Corpus Christi City Manager Peter Zanoni in a statement to KIII News, the city of Sinton is requesting additional time for its hydrologists to review new scientific findings related to the Evangeline Groundwater Project. The project has been contested by the city of Sinton and St. Paul. The plan is for the groundwater project to pump 24 million gallons a day, but that number may decrease depending on the results of the study, according to Channel 3. Bob Hall Pier's restaurant construction in Corpus Christi is expected to be completed this October, according to KIII News. In a statement to the station, Nueces County Commissioner Brett Chesney said the project is on schedule and on budget. 1 year after catastrophic flooding killed more than 130 people in the Texas Hill Country, the region's largest flood relief fund says it's entering a new phase of recovery. The Texas Newsroom's Lucio Vasquez reports.
The Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country has raised $150 million for flood recovery efforts. A little more than half has already been distributed. Foundation CEO Austin Dixon says the focus has shifted from emergency relief to long-term recovery. The money's being used to rebuild homes, expand mental health services, and restore parks and other public spaces.
I'm hopeful because there's been so much generosity towards our community, and the Community Foundation has been able to translate that into results.
Dixon says they've rebuilt 130 homes over the last year. Another 98 families are still working toward permanent housing, but Dixon says he expects those families to be housed within the next year. I'm Lucio Vasquez in Houston.
Texas is leading the nation in proposed natural gas power plants built to serve AI data centers, according to a new report. KERA's Emmanuel Rivas reports the projection is raising concerns about pollution and public health.
Texas accounts for 32 proposed gas-fired power plants built to directly supply electricity to AI data centers, according to a new Environmental Integrity Project report. Jen Dugan with the EIP says the projects could increase greenhouse gas emissions and other air pollutants as electricity demand continues to grow.
Where data centers are built, they should be powered by clean energy, including solar farms and wind turbines, with ample battery storage systems for when weather conditions are poor. They should not be powered with dirty gas or coal.
The report calls for more public oversight and renewable energy sources as projects move through the permitting process. I'm Emmanuel Rivas in Dallas.
Texans are mobilizing to provide humanitarian relief to Venezuela after devastating earthquakes struck the South American country. KUT's Gabriel Velázquez Nera has more.
After the disaster, the Austin Venezuelan Association began organizing local donation drives. Business owners and volunteers quickly responded by donating time and resources to help in any way they can. Jose Mata owns SureMove, a moving company in Austin. He paused his company's operations and is lending its warehouse to help with donations.
It has some impact in the business, but we don't care. And it is nothing compared with the impact that the earthquake had in Venezuela.
Similar efforts are taking place across Texas. In Houston, shipping company MetaBox Cargo is also helping to collect donations. And in Dallas, some restaurants are taking the lead. Salsa Roja and Preciosa Bar and Grill, as well as other businesses, set up donation drives last weekend. I'm Gabriel Velázquez Neira in Austin.
Houston is home to one of the largest West African populations in the country, and for many members of that community, the World Cup is more than just a soccer tournament. Houston Public Media's Sonia Kanua reports how Houston's African diaspora is unifying around the game.
This is the moment Ghana scored the winning goal in its match against Panama. More than 50 Ghanaian fans at Bar Louie in Sugarland erupted into cheers.
Soccer is everything. It's a religion.
That's Moses Abuchi, a Ghana native who is now living in Houston. For him, this win is bigger than Ghana.
It doesn't matter whether Ghana is playing, if it's Nigeria is playing, Senegal is playing, you see all the African countries supporting each other.
It's a phenomenon that goes far beyond Houston. Nana Ozeapare, a historian of African history at Rice University, says it's a shared identity.
So there's a very strong sense of unity and Pan-African ideas when it comes to football.
Those sentiments are taking center stage this year. Africa made FIFA World Cup history this year when 10 nations qualified for the tournament. That includes Cape Verde, who made a stunning debut and surprised crowds when they tied with Spain, one of the top-ranked teams. For Nadine White, a Cape Verdean living in Houston, she says the game is finally putting her home on the map.
Just to know that a small country can definitely have big dreams, and we can make it no matter what. And it's amazing that this is our first time and we've gone so far.
For the last 3 World Cup tournaments, there have only been 5 African countries included. The jump in representation has been decades in the making. Back in 1966, the BBC reported Ghana led a unified boycott protesting FIFA's qualification rules. Until then, FIFA required African contenders to enter a playoff round against winners of Asia or Oceania in order to qualify for the tournament. The boycott finally gave Africa more seats at the table. But when you watch the tournament today, African talent isn't isolated to those national teams. It's everywhere. And Ozeapare says for fans, heritage is the thread that connects them to the players.
When they see somebody who, let's just say, was born in Spain or born in England, but their grandparents can be traced to the continent, people on the continent say, oh, that's a Moroccan, that's a Ghanaian, that's a Malawian, because we believe that no matter how far removed you yourself might be physically from that place of home, that you are still one of us, you're still part of us.
Manasseh Kwete is a native of the Democratic Republic of Congo, now living in Dallas. I met him at the grand opening of the country's pop-up consulate. He says soccer connects many children of immigrants to home.
When you have a lot of African countries coming to the U.S., it allows a lot of Africans that have never been to Africa, and even African Americans, to just, pick a country, to cheer for, to laugh, to see all type of cultural things. So we are hoping it builds a lot more pride on the cultural heritage.
That pride goes beyond the pitch. For many Africans, the World Cup is a chance to change how the continent is often portrayed in the media. Here's Ozeapare again.
Oftentimes, Africa is portrayed as a place of squalor, disease, where everyone's trying to leave because everything is so terrible. But I think you look at soccer, when they cover national teams and they show the cities, they show the people happy, celebrating goals together, they show where players are from, the town, the community.
The sporting event becomes a global microphone. It's a sentiment echoed by Medard Makobi. Makobi is also a Democratic Republic of Congo native who lives in Indiana. He traveled to Houston for the game.
It's bigger than the game. Like the game, we enjoy it, but I think the game gives us a chance to have a voice that we don't have when it comes to politics. The game just opens up more doors for the rest of us.
A voice, he says, that doesn't need translation.
Everybody speaks a different language, and I think soccer is a language that connects all of us.
I'm Sonia Kinua in Houston.
Finally, the historic Edna Theater in Jackson County has qualified for Texas Historic Preservation tax credits. 20% of the project's costs will now be covered. The Edna Theater opened in 1950. This has been South Texas Midday on your community-owned station, KADT and KVRT. Your community arts calendar and more is on its way next.